What's up, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new video on Clash Royale. Now today we're going to be going over some beginner tips for this game. I gotta say that, I got to about 488 and I even tried dying a couple of times. Well, not a couple of times, like 10 times. Well, it isn't too hard once you get the basics of the game. And, I want to do some beginner tips because some of my friends were having trouble with the game. So, right now we're just using very basic cards. They're not upgraded. I didn't spend anything. We're on a new account. And the reason we're on a new account is so I can do the video for this new thing here. Let me just buy some of these cards. I didn't notice this. But usually I don't use the knight, right? But since we are new, or we're on a new account, you'll notice we're at level 3 and we have about 488. So anybody that has below 500 trophies basically don't play. I got in here in like 1.5 hours. It wasn't that long. And, half of it was the tutorial. So let's go into battle. I did use up my gems. But essentially I want to do some beginner tips. Actually, let's exit this. This is terrible. Alright, we gotta die. Or not. I don't know, I mean, I'm thinking about it. This is a bad idea. The reason why I wanted to die is because I didn't talk about the cards I was using. Alright, so some of the tips that, what I do is that, you notice I have characters on one side, I go attack on the other side. And that's one of the things you should do. I noticed that a lot of beginners don't do that. Even, at 500, you're no longer like, you're no longer like a super beginner. But I notice a lot of players still get trapped by that. Let's bring the knight in. Alright, we're dead. Oh, that's terrible. I should have done that. But we took that guy out. Okay, we gotta take out the Valkyrie. But you notice I'm attacking from both sides. Right there, I'm sending my giant on the right side. I have my prince on the left side. And, I don't really... I'm just attacking. And I'm not playing it well here. Because I was thinking of dying, and then all of a sudden now it's very, very surprising that I'm not gonna die. But you notice I'm attacking from both sides, and I'm setting from both ends. They're basically trapped. Alright, so that's basically what I do, but what I did wrong at the beginning was that I wanted to die, so I wasn't playing that well. And, I wasn't focused. But I could have done it with much less health loss and stuff like that. But let's start off over here. I wanted to go over the cards. Now, we have very basic cards. Anybody that's like, oh, I'm using like super jacked up cards, no. I mean, I don't even have the Goblin Hut. A lot of the other players do already at 500, but I don't. I don't have a lot of cards. So, we will go over another strategy with the Goblin Hut and Tombstone and some of the other stuff. I did show some of my friends how to play that using those cards. But, since we don't have that, we have, all of these are the beginner card. Most important card is probably the Prince, the Giant. These are your two attackers Well, this is your kind of attack and defense. It attacks the enemy and it defends. You'll notice that's what happened in the battle I just did. And the giant is the attacker that attacks the base. So that's the attacker that attacks the base, and he's the tank. You know, he has a lot of health, but his focus is to attack the base, and so is the prince. Now, this one, the musketeer, I think she's basically an air support. Dragon, baby dragon. If you run into those, then she's important. The archer and the goblin as well. These three should stay in the back of these two. So, you know, these three need to stay in the back of the giant or the prince to ensure that you guys can do full damage. Now, this one, the knight. You see, the knight is probably a, a medium tank. Let's just say that. And the arrows. At our level, we have these skeletons that comes up, and they love using it. Unfortunately, I don't have it. I don't have any of these guys. We actually blasted past the first section and second section playing, which is not what we're supposed to do. Usually, you want to stay along your section and get all the cards, and then move on to the next section. But we blasted through, like, the first section, and I guess we're on the skeleton one now. We didn't even get that much for the goblin. I think we got one goblin card out of these chests. So, essentially, using the very basic cards, you can go pretty much up to 500. So anybody that probably isn't in my lines that isn't playing at 500 is probably, not playing. But anyways, let's go on in here. I'll show you how I use them again. Basically the same thing, but right now I'm slightly more focused. I probably notice he started off with that guy. So I'm going to start off by putting the archer in the back. The baby dragon's actually attacking us, which is really bad. And he's sending a lot of guys. I mean, I'm going to send my giant on the left side to distract him. That's what I like doing. So he has to send his guy. And I'm going to send this guy on the right side whilst he's distracted. Oh, he sent his Valkyrie. Wow. Alright, I'm going to send my musketeer. There we go. Now he might send someone or wait until my musketeer dies. So he's going to send the baby dragon. I'm going to send this guy, Goblin, the Sphere Goblin. I'm going to put it on the right side behind my base. Not in front, but behind. Very important. I'm going to use the arrow to take out some of the... Alright, that... Notice both of his health is kind of low. Kinda. Not exactly. I have a fireball going. So he took out my base. I'm not too worried. The reason is he pretty much, lost a lot of health. I'm going to wait until my... And send the musketeer there. He's trying to attack my base now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attack his side. Since he's sending all his cards there, my base isn't going to blow up that easily. But his base might soon. Now notice we got double elixir. Now I'm kind of going crazy on the character usage. And he's going crazy as well. But both of his bases down. Now I'm going to go... He went in from the left side. I'm going to go in from the right side. You notice that? Now he's going to send someone on the... Actually, I'm going to send a defense. There we go. His base is going to probably... I'm going to fireball his base. Oh, wow. Alright, Sphere Goblin. There we go. But, I prefer taking off less damage, but you notice I did that 2 times. But thing is, he had the witch and, like, all the other crazy cards. I think we only have 1 epic card, yeah. You see, we're at 500, and we shouldn't be here because we don't have that many cards. Not that many good cards anyways. They're all like, all of these cards in my deck is from the beginning. It's not even like, what do you call it? Most of them are not upgraded. Well, they're upgraded, but the Prince is not upgraded. My most important cards. So you will probably get some upgrades at the beginning due to the chest they give you. But other than that, I mean, you know, I am really using beginner cards. If you're anywhere from like 100 to 500 using that strategy, because usually they don't actually anticipate that you attack from. Alright, going into battle again, just trying out, you know, the left and right. Be sure, you know, if you attack from both sides, it definitely weakens the enemy. Alright, so he sent the giant. I probably want to send my musketeer. I'm going to stand behind the base. That's what I'm going to do. Send this. He sent in the knight. Oh my gosh, this guy is really, really aggressive. I got to send my knight. Now, I'm not going to worry about the right side, not yet anyways. See, he has a card that we don't have. You see, that gives him an advantage. But it is what it is. We just took out his left side. And we took some damage on the left side. But we're already attacking the right side. Now, he's going to send in some character to take it out. I probably want to use up some of the elixir that is being collected. Alright, terrible idea. Alright, send in the musketeer. I don't have that many cards. Alright, he's going to send in a giant. And while he's doing that, while he's sending all his guys, I'm going to send my prince. Ah, great. He's smart. He sent in the prince. He tried to take out my guy. Alright, so we got both sides now. Now I want to wait until he attacks. Gonna send in my giant from behind. Alright, I'm gonna send in my knight. Or my prince, rather. And then sending these guys. And from the left side, I got two giants on the left side. I don't really care about my base anymore. Now I'm just focused on attacking him. Look at him. He sent in his knight. I mean, his prince. Alright, so there we go. Even though we don't have that many cards, or like the cards that we should have. Well, we shouldn't have. I mean, you know, he just has better cards because we're rushing it. And rushing it is actually definitely a bad thing in my opinion, because some of my members, they've rushed up to like 600 and then they realize they haven't opened enough chests and upgraded enough. So, you know, this is another just beginning strategy for those players that are just starting the game. Once you move up, like up a tier, actually we already moved up a tier, but you know, once you start getting the goblin hut and the tombstone, the skeleton, stuff like that, you need to use those as well, and I will make another video on those strategies. But this is beginner strategies for those players that are just starting out. Hopefully this has helped you. Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel.